Well, today is a news-filled day. Welcome to the Motocross Network. My name is Trevor. I'm the editor, writer, and owner, and of course your host today. Before we get into the news, I'd like to mention that you can also find all of our news on the mxnetwork.com if you'd rather read it instead of listen to me. You can also go grab a magazine on there. Our most recent issue is almost sold out. We only have a few left, so go snatch up the rest of them if you can. The support means the world to me. Also, I'm sure you already noticed, I finally fixed my microphone. I've had a professional microphone for a while now. It was just set up incorrectly, so I took the time this past week and set it up properly. Anyway, you guys aren't here for me. You're here for the news, so let's get into it. First story of the day is regarding Monster Energy Star Yamaha rider Eli Tomac. As you all know by now, in Denver Supercross, Tomac was on his way to another dominant win when he sustained an injury mid-race and was forced to retire from the event. Come to find out, he had a torn achilles tendon. Today, Star Yamaha's team manager Jeremy Coca released a statement regarding Tomac and his injury. His statement reads, quote, "It's hard to really put in words, to be honest. Obviously, this is a tough one for Eli and the whole team. The day was going really well. We had a good qualifying and a good heat race, and we're leading the main event, and then the rug got pulled out from under us. Our first thoughts are with Eli, and we wish him a speedy recovery. This is, unfortunately, part of the sport, but it's still a tough one. I personally still can't fathom this. I've spoken with Tomac personally, and he's truly one of the nicest guys on the gate, not to mention one of the fastest. So to see him go out like this is heart-wrenching. I hate to say it, but I think that's the last time we'll see Eli Tomac line up. I mean, he's already originally intending on retiring after Supercross, then postponed it to Pro Motocross. So that injury like this, I doubt he'll return after a roughly year-long, maybe two, or year-and-a-half-long plus recovery. I'd like to wish Eli Tomac a quick recovery. I hope he still has that fire burning inside him to come back after he recovers. I'd hate to see a legend of the sport go out this way." On to some more positive news. HEP Progressive Suzuki rider Ken Roczen has finally made his decision on whether to race Lucas Oil Pro Motocross and the SuperMotocross Championship later this year, or return back to Europe for the World Supercross Championship. Today, Roczen confirmed his commitment to the FIM World Supercross Championship, aka WSX, and he announced that via a virtual media conference. Not only did he announce it, he confirmed he will be racing it through 2025. Roczen says returning to the World Supercross Championship for the next 3 years represents his commitment to becoming a Supercross specialist and growing the discipline around the world. Ken Roczen said in his announcement, quote, "I had a great time in Cardiff and Melbourne last year, which made it easy to commit to the World Supercross Championship. I'm hungrier than ever for race wins, and I will be giving it my all with my team to be standing on a top step when the season ends in Melbourne this November. For Supercross to grow as a sport around the world, I think it's really important that more riders focus solely on the discipline, which is why I'm concentrating on the World Supercross Championship and the AMA Supercross Championship in the coming years. I feel like my riding this year has been as good as ever, and I'm excited to see what I can do when focusing on one specialty. I'm particularly proud of what we've achieved this year with the Progressive Insurance X-Star Suzuki team. Dustin, Larry, and the whole team have put in a huge effort to make me as comfortable as I have been to race at the front all season long. For us to continue our Supercross momentum together and take the sport we love to fans around the world is an amazing opportunity that I'm grateful for. I'm ecstatic to have the opportunity to compete for a world title at home in Germany, which is something I could only dream of until now." HEP Progressive Suzuki and Twisted Tea Suzuki team owner and manager Dustin Pipes also chipped in on the announcement, saying, quote, "Ken is a champion in Supercross both on and off the track, and we've already seen what he can achieve with our team in the States. That relationship and consistency now transferred to our World Supercross Championship team. So we're confident that Ken can deliver another world title win, this time on a Suzuki in 2023. I personally both love and hate this decision. Now I'm going to say it straight up, World Supercross just isn't as good as Lucas Oil Pro Motocross in my opinion. There's some huge differences. Now I'm not crapping on WSX in any way. I actually enjoyed watching it last year. I'm just saying I'd rather see Ken Roczen fighting in Pro Motocross and go on to fight for the SuperMotocross title at the end of the year. Especially with Eli Tomac and Cooper Webb being out for most likely the entire year, I think it'd be better to see Ken Roczen fighting guys like Sexton and Ferrandis for an outdoor title. That's just my opinion though. Either way, in the end, it's cool to see Ken Roczen successful once again. He was on the struggle bus for a few years, so to see him win WSX last year and battling up front AMA Supercross this year is truly awesome to see. All right, let's take a look at the MXGP Motocross World Championship for a minute. In this weekend's MXGP of Spain, we witnessed two prominent title contenders knocked out of contention. The first one being Monster Energy Yamaha rider Maxime Renaux. Renaux has showed his strength all year and even won the MXGP of Switzerland a few weeks back, so it was obvious he'd be a title contender. In this weekend's Ram qualifying race, his title hopes came to an early end as Renaux landed weirdly after the finish line, I believe, and had to dab his foot. This ended up hurting his foot and forcing him to sit out the race weekend. Upon later examination, it was determined that he had fractured his right foot and that it would require surgery, most likely. Maxime Renaux released a public statement saying, quote, "Difficult to accept. Yesterday in qualifying race in Spain after the finish line, I lost the front on the rhythm section and had to put my foot down to not fall. Result is a multiple fracture on the foot/ankle. Need to make further exams to decide how to operate and the time of recovery. I have had many struggles since the I'm assuming he means beginning of the season, getting mononucleosis earlier this year and barely being able to train on the bike from the end of January till now. Hurting my shoulder before Portugal and being really limited in power for the last 2 GPs. I tried to fight through it though to make it happen, but now I need time to fix everything. Thanks for the support. My time will come. Trust me, it will come." This really sucks to see. Renaux has had such a rough start to 2023, but still somehow managed to be a podium contender week in and week out. Even after missing the MXGP of Spain, Renaux sits 5th in point standings. A true warrior. We wish him the best and hope to see him lining up again soon. The second MXGP top contender to be knocked out of the race in Spain was factory Kawasaki rider Romain Febvre. Febvre has also been a really fast guy in 2023, being a top 5 rider every race, I believe, except one, and earning a few podiums as well. The former champion was expected to be a title contender again this year, as he was in previous. Unfortunately, in this weekend's Ram qualifying race in Spain, he went down really hard off the start and sustained a concussion. The race was then red flagged in order for the medical crew to get on the track and help him out. Febvre then sat out the MXGP race on Sunday for further evaluations. After getting a few scans, they concluded it was just a minor concussion and some bruising. No broken bones, which is a good thing. Here's Romain Febvre's full injury update.
Pretty okay, obviously, after the big crash of yesterday on the start. But yeah, I had a small concussion because I lost like few seconds of the crash. But yeah, we did a scan and MRI and everything, and I have nothing broken. Luckily, also just bruised, like shoulder a little bit, hands and knees, but yeah, nothing really serious except the concussion. So yeah, I wanted to try to have a chance to ride today, even with the small concussion, but yeah, the medical crew didn't allow me to do it. So yeah, I'm really sad and mad at the same time. It's not, yeah, okay, it's racing, it's how it is, but it's not. When it's not your fault like this on the start, I was pretty good. I was second, and just yeah, someone came from outside, like. And cross everyone and yeah, take the front wheels, and yeah, it was gone. So yeah, I'm trying to put all my effort to be good in France. It's in 2 weeks, so I have to take some time off and hopefully to be back 100% in France.
I'm glad to hear that Febvre is okay. It seems in both the US and Europe, a lot of title contenders have been getting injured, so I'm glad to hear that Romain Febvre is in the clear. Hopefully he will be back and healthy in the MXGP of France in 2 weeks as he plans. We're wishing him the best. All right, that's all the news stories I have for you guys today. Throughout the week, we will now be bringing you daily news updates like this on YouTube and on Spotify if you don't want to watch. We will also be doing a few interviews as well. Those are in the works, so click the subscribe button or the follow button to stay up to date on those. Anyway, thanks to all of you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.